Hi guys, Robert the Brick Fanatic here representing the RebelLUG team. I have a review for you today of the 75330 LEGO Star Wars Dagobah Jedi training, recommended for ages 18 and up. This set includes 1000 pieces and retails for €90. This is my first collector's series LEGO Star Wars set with the black box, and I can say I really like it. It gives a very clean aesthetic and really makes the colours of the set pop. In this review, not only will I be reviewing the set as a display piece, but I will also review it as a parts pack and seeing if the price is worth to pay for the parts included that you can use in your mocks. Alright guys, so I finished the build and I just want to take a moment to appreciate these instructions. I highly dislike the newer ones that have been coming out with the bad rendering kind of design, but yeah, these ones obviously do not have that, and then they also have some photos from the movie. But yeah, the iconic scene of Yoda training Luke. But yeah, really like to see that in some description, you know, if you want to see the rest, I guess you have to buy it. But yeah, here's the build, pretty good. One thing that I want to point out, this build has a lot of character. I really like that about it. A lot of nice colours, a lot of great pieces. We'll get into that in a minute. But it is definitely not a perfect set. It has some flaws in my opinion, which we'll go through. But yeah, I guess we'll just use this pointer to point out the different things. So first off, I want to start off with the figures. So Yoda, of course, kind of a basic Yoda, you know, pretty good figure. Nothing too special, I suppose, about him. He has a stick, his olive face, which I think is much better than the sand-green. And if you turn him around, he does have hair on his back and whatever. Then here we have Luke. Luke has two faces, one where he has his eyes closed doing the Force, and then he has a basic face, and he's wearing his tank top that you do see in the scene. But yeah, pretty good figure, kind of basic, both of them, but you know, it does the job. Anyway, then there's R2D2, which is a really nice print. He has his mud splashes on him and on the back. Very nice figure, really like this one. Then getting to this, okay, so this X-Wing build is pretty small, definitely not to scale, but it's pretty nice. I like how they worked it into the water, I suppose. Yeah, it's very good. And then of course the water itself is done very, very, very well. I think the way they use the different colored parts underneath to texture the water, darker in some areas and brighter in others, it's done very well. Common thing you see in mock building, but you know, it's great to see LEGO doing it too. Though I do have to say, building the water was a pain. It was extremely repetitive and boring, and it took a lot of time. I made a lot of mistakes putting different parts in different places. Now that's not too big of a deal for you guys, I'm sure, but for someone who has to get it right for the video, it was a pain. Anyway, moving on. These plant parts are a really nice addition, great for mock building. But yeah, definitely some value in those, especially those new tan ones. I haven't seen them in any other set, and I'm sure they are in other sets, but I haven't seen them. These are my first ones. Now, I want to point out some details, some crates back there, a little antenna, sorry, lamp. I think these branches of this tree aren't very good, to be honest. They feel very 2D. I guess that's okay since the size restriction, but I would have preferred to see them expand out the back a bit and make it a bit more 3D. Now moving on to the hut itself, the shaping in the front is very, very, very cool. I enjoy building that. It's very nice. I do have to say a lot of this build was kind of boring to build myself. I'm not sure if other people will feel that way, but I didn't enjoy it so much. But this front section was very fun, and making that X-Wing part was very fun. And then some parts of like putting on the leaves on the trees were fun, but a lot of the branch building was getting a bit boring, I suppose. But yeah, the hut like I said, was a very fun thing to build. Now, moving on to the left side, you have this little smoke kind of thing coming out of the side from where Yoda cooks his stuff as food. Then you have a snake down there, a toad over here, which was a nice little inclusion. I like to see small things like that just thrown into Lego sets. Gives it a bit of character. Then back here you have the inside of the hut where you can see a cauldron right there, Yoda's lightsaber up there. Then you can see back there kind of there's like a holocron just above Yoda's bed, which is very cool to see. Nice inclusion, just a little nod to the movies and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the back. The border is very nice, probably taking inspiration from builders such as myself and other people, of course. They use the black border, basic technique, but do or do not, there is no try quote on the front with the Lego Star Wars logo, I suppose. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. Now what I want to point out is talk about some things to do with the mock building side. So I find a lot of people on YouTube do reviews, but not a lot of people talk about the value for the parts. Now, this is something I'm going to be starting off here. So, of course, these tiles are extremely useful for making swamps of all sorts, windows even if you want them in green, maybe a cyberpunky kind of window colors. Very cheap parts. There's, as you can see, hundreds of them here. Yeah, they're very useful if you want to get loads of them in mass quantity. It'd probably be cheaper for you to get them on Bricklink, but you know, it's always an alternative option. Then of course we have a lot of these leaves and just different types of plant pieces, and these can be very expensive on Bricklink, but you do get a good selection of them here, which is great. Yeah, so moving on, there's obviously a great bunch of reddish brown parts, dark tan, olive and tan parts all throughout this build. All are basic enough colours, except for olive I'd say is mildly rare, but yeah, they're basic colours but are extremely useful for mock building. I use these colours in almost all of my builds. Yeah, so I would say if you are new to mock building and you are not too sure what parts to buy, this Lego set is perfect to get just as a parts pack to start you off and get you a lot of the basic parts that you'll need for terrain and whatnot. I definitely say if you're into building vehicles and stuff like that, this is not the set for you. But if you're building terrain, this is absolutely perfect. You get a good selection of all the different types of parts, wedges, plates, tiles, slopes, whatnot, and yeah, leaves too, sorry. But yeah, for the price of this set, it retails for €90, and this isn't sponsored by Lego, I paid this money myself. I actually got it on sale at Black Friday for $50, which is an incredible deal. You won't find this usually, guaranteed, pretty much guaranteed. Especially if you're in Europe, I doubt you'll find it for that cheap. But I would recommend getting this on sale if you can. It is €90. You can get it for around 70. If you look around, I reckon you'll be able to find them for €70, or $70 or whatever. I'm not sure what the transition is to dollars, but yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you can get it for 75 and under, more 70. But yeah, especially if you're starting off. If you are advanced in building, you know what to get. You can probably get them on Bricklink for cheaper and get exactly what you want, but you know, it is a great parts pack, and if you want the figures, definitely do it. It's 100% a good investment. Not so much at full price, but like I said, 70 is a perfect price, I would say. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and check out the next RebelLUG YouTube video. Goodbye.